What's up, Internet? This is the 84th Wolf.
And Obsidian Melody.
And welcome to Wolf Watches. Today we'll be showing you Volume 5, Episode 1 of the newest RWBY that just came out for Rooster Teeth. Now, I saw it in theaters, but Melody has not. And so I felt that, you know, it's still good for me to watch it again, but it would be cool to have someone with a fresh perspective who has no idea what's going to happen. So that's why I recruited him. So, yeah. So how long have you known about RWBY? Like
since release.
Since release,
or before release.
Uh-huh.
Back when Monty was showing, you know, his ideas.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of it?
The music.
The music, yeah, music's pretty good. What is it? James Williams or
Jeff Williams?
Jeff Williams, that's what it is. And his daughter,
Casey.
Casey, yeah, very very good vocalist. So, how excited are you for Volume 5?
I was at work all day, and the only thing I could think about was watching Volume 5.
Yeah. I called you like 2 days ago. You like messaged me every couple hours.
It's about time.
Well, I had to find out.
Yeah, you had to know. All right.
I had to know.
Whose
So
idea was it
let's
to
go
walk
ahead
in?
and jump right into
we
the
did
episode.
face many obstacles. Broken airships, destroyed settlements.
Oh, and, you know, all those people and monsters that tried to murder us.
We were fine. Only one of us almost died.
Hey.
Hey,
So how much farther to Haven Academy?
Almost there. I'd have figured I'd take you kids on the scenic route.
Only one.
Only one.
Wow! This is awesome!
That's certainly something.
Oh my gosh, look at all the weapons!
Vendors here will sell you just about anything, whether they should or not.
They really made the most out of these mountains.
Every inch. And stay away from the lower levels. But the higher up you go, the nicer it gets.
And we are going up!
Kind of reminds me of like Fire Emblem, kind of the style of
Real,
it.
Asian.
Yeah, well, yeah, this.
How much
yeah.
farther?
So we're in the
Zuko.
home stretch now. No more stops from here to Mistral. Sorry for the long trip. Keeping us off the radar's been harder than I thought. Lots of air traffic around northern Anima.
It's
I remember
fine.
someone was talking about it.
I just
It
hope I
reminded them
haven't
of
been a
Boston, say, with the classes
You and your money are
going
more
up
than
as you
welcome
go.
on this ship, kid.
Is everything okay?
I don't know. Still over Lake Matsu. Shouldn't be picking up broadcasts this far from Mistral. Someone must be close.
Mayday! Mayday! We're a small passenger flight and our Huntress is down! We aren't equipped to deal with this!
Oh, man.
The Grim hit us 400 clicks north of the southern shoreline. Get him off us! If anyone can hear this...
We're going to help them, right?
What? No. I'm trying to avoid them.
But they'll die.
Look, if we picked up their transmission, I'm sure someone else did too. Besides, this is a cargo ship. She's not much good in a fight. I just want to finish this job and get home. Sorry, kid. My ship, my rules.
So Weiss is almost there.
We made
Almost.
it.
Now where's Yang?
Oh, she's driving around somewhere.
Somewhere. See, I didn't see the short, so...
Yeah, Short just came out today, actually, so
Hello?
you'll be able to see it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Maybe try louder?
there doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, I guess school isn't really in session right now. Maybe that's it.
No, this isn't right. Come on.
Wait for us!
Get ready. There could be trouble.
Professor Lionheart?
Crow! For crying out loud, nearly scared me half to death!
Me? Why weren't you waiting for us at the entrance?
Oh, right. Apologies. I guess time slipped away from me.
You're joking.
Where is everybody?
Ah, you must be the students Crow mentioned.
Yes, sir. Ruby Rose.
Jean Arc.
Nora Valkyrie.
Lyren.
A pleasure to meet you all. Leonardo Lionheart, at your service. I'm afraid most of my staff is currently away until classes resume, but...
What? Leo, you can't be serious. Who's guarding the relic?
Crow, the children!
Already know. I filled them in. What do you mean your staff is away?
You filled them in?
So, is this not going at all like anyone thought it would?
Unbelievable!
Total garbage. We can't let them get away with this!
Well, at least you two can finally agree on something.
I love Nora's commentary.
Always optimistic.
Well, I just feel like in this episode, she pretty much says what everyone's thinking in the audience.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh, Callie. And,
Gira.
yeah, Gira.
Good evening, miss. Can I get you anything?
Just a little time to myself, if that's all right.
Sure thing.
What, we
Just
agree?
call if you need me.
No.
You need better
Well,
security.
Blake's a lot more confident now.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I just need to talk. How could you take the fall for them, Ilya? Blake, Corsican Finnick blamed you. We confronted them tonight and they denied knowing anything, and everything we found on your scroll, it talked about how disappointed they were to hear that you'd sided with Adam. But you and I
How do you say
both
her
know
name?
they're
Ilya?
guilty.
Ilya.
You can't prove anything. That scroll might not have been enough to lock them out, but it's
Alvarin.
enough to sway the Faunus here.
What's that?
Corsican Finnick
When we go
Alvarin.
public tomorrow, they're not going to stand for any of it. And neither should you.
Your plan isn't gonna work, Blake. Please. Just leave Menagerie before it's too late.
You're going to have to make me.
I know.
I have to say, Crow, this all seems very reckless, even for you.
No, reckless is leaving one
Animation
of
is
the relics
just so
completely
beautiful.
unguarded.
That's the
It's
first thing I
not
noticed
checking
was
in
it
with
looked
Oz
a
for
lot
ages.
crisper.
There was
Yeah.
nothing to check in about.
I remember
before
when
the beginning.
when they
But
said they were going
since
to change
that
the
day,
animation, I was
Mistral
really
has been
disappointed
in
because I
chaos.
like the old one.
Mm-hmm.
But this
Freya
looks
wasn't the
so
only
much better
kingdom to
now.
suffer
It
that
does.
night. Everyone was watching. Every house in every kingdom saw that poor girl ripped to pieces, saw monsters crawling over the city, Elysian knights attacking citizens, and then nothing. You could feel the dread in the air. With all that negativity, you can imagine what it was like when the Grimm came for us. Mistral's controlled territory is the widest reaching in the world, you know, and that makes it infinitely harder to protect. We lost so many great huntsmen. teachers from this very institution. And it's only gotten worse.
What do you mean?
We may have dealt with the Grim, but the Mistral Council's still at odds with representatives from Atlas. First, it was the dust embargo. Now it's the closing of borders. I'm not sure what happened to James in Vale, but it seems to have only worsened some of his more unfortunate tendencies. And on top of everything, we still don't know where the Spring Maiden is.
All the more reason we need the huntsman and huntresses here.
Okay, okay. Things are bad. They're bad. But we can figure this out. Why is the Spring Maiden so important?
I thought you filled them in.
Mostly filled in. Look, there's a lot to cover, okay? I quit teaching for a reason.
The four maidens each have the power to perform feats of magic. And they are the only ones capable of reaching the relics.
What? The relics are each locked inside a chamber that can only be opened by a specific maiden.
Because I
Winter
was
for
an
the gift of
alcoholic.
creation, summer for destruction, fall for choice, and spring for knowledge. Spring is the problem.
What happened to her?
She was determined at first, when she inherited her powers. But the weight of responsibility proved to be too much for the child. She ran, abandoned her training, everyone. That was over a decade ago. There's no telling where she could be now.
I know. At least, I have a pretty good idea.
Are you serious?
It's not exactly good news.
What are you talking about? This is incredible news! After all these years, where?
Kind of reminds me of the origin
I
story
did
of
some digging
the
around.
Avatar cartoon.
Looks like after Spring
Runs
ran away,
away.
she was
Yeah,
picked
too
up
much-
by bandits,
too much responsibility.
Specifically, the
After
Bronwyn
inheriting the
tribe.
powers.
Raven.
Yang's mom?
That's right. That's about where they've set up their main camp. It's where they fall back to after raids and scouting missions. Raven's managed to gain a lot of followers since she returned to the tribe. And I'm sure when the Spring Maiden showed
Collision
up, it only
course.
made things easier.
Well, Crow, I've got to hand it to you. With these coordinates, we can mount a retrieval force and head out in a few weeks.
A few weeks?
That's right.
Leo, maybe you didn't hear me. My sister has the Spring Maiden, and I know where she is. We need to go as soon as possible.
And perhaps you didn't hear me. This kingdom is in shambles. As soon as possible does not mean tomorrow. It means as soon as I can convince the rest of the council that I need huntsmen more than they do. Unfortunately, bandit tribes aren't very high on their list of priorities when the threat of war is just on the horizon.
Then damn the council. We'll do it ourselves. You and I are trained huntsmen, and these kids aren't exactly pushovers.
Yeah!
Perhaps there's a more peaceful way to approach this?
We need to get Spring as far away from here as possible. But Raven isn't going to give up her most prized possession without a fight.
Unfortunately, you and your sister are evenly matched, and I'm not the fighter I used to be. No offense, but these students and I can't take on an entire bandit tribe and a maiden that's no doubt had years to hone her skills. We need to be positive we can apprehend Spring, because if we fail, Raven and her tribe will scatter, and we'll be lost. We get one shot at this, and it needs to be perfect.
You know, Oz wouldn't be happy with any of this if he were here.
Perhaps you're right, but he's not. I'm doing the very best I can.
There has to be something we can do.
What about Cinder? She came with Emerald and Mercury from Haven. Do you have anything on them?
We pulled their files after the fall of Beacon. Nothing but lies and forgeries.
Well, I can't say this has been a warm reunion, Leo.
I'm sorry. I know you've all traveled a long way, but I will do everything I can to help.
Sure. We'll stay in the city for the time being.
Of course, because that would be too easy.
Still up. Keep in touch.
I mean, if John could do it.
Come on, kids.
Maybe the highly trained criminal could.
It was nice meeting you, Professor.
Likewise.
Leo, we have got to work on your improvisational skills.
So, what do we do now?
You four head back to the house. I need a drink.
Dr. Watts.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he's threatening Leo with.
Who knows?
Excuse me.
You know, I don't think they allow kids in here, Pipsqueak.
Shut up, I'm getting there.
You know, that looks oddly like the crowbar.
This is the bonus scene that was at the end
I'm
of
supposed to
Volume
tell
4.
you
Oh, yes.
I'd like my cane back.
Crow's like, what'd you say to me?
It's good to see you again, Oz.
Aren't you a little young to be drinking?
Oh, water. It's hot out.
Oh, sure.
Are you telling me you're
Just
too
right.
young to drink? You look like a regular huntress. And a beauty at that.
I'm good. Thanks, pal.
Seriously. Not too bulky, not too lean.
Because I was totally going to give you a bourbon.
Just right. Yep. Like I said, I'm good.
And your hair.
Pedophilia subtext.
This one's on the house. He's been driving me crazy.
Yeah, that also probably hurt.
Not sure how she pulled that off.
So, what brings you around these parts?
Thanks. And I'm, looking for someone.
Not many people come out here, too far from the kingdoms.
I like
Only
how they're
person
still
worth noting around here is
experimenting with
well,
the PTSD.
Raven Bronwyn. Thanks again.
Now, Missy, you don't want to go messing with bandits. They're a world of trouble.
So I hear.
Hey, girlie.
Seriously? This isn't over?
I heard you're looking for someone.
God, she's so fucking badass.
Can I help you?
I hope we get to see alternative costumes for
Yeah.
these people,
Is there a
Hopefully.
Ruby Rose here?
like in Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Or just a complete costume change altogether.
Yeah, they can't walk around in armor all the time.
I found him. I think her uncle could use some help.
Oh. Found him.
What is going on out there? Can't a girl
Last
read
person
her
who asked to have
comics
it
in
kick
peace?
their ass.
Crow, did you get drunk again?
Maybe.
You have silver eyes.
Who are you?
That's the thing she's worried about.
Well,
Again.
my name is Oscar Klein.
Maybe.
He's always drunk.
Yeah, that's a good
Probably
point.
know me as Professor Ozpin.
I did it!
Wait for it. And that is the first episode. This is the new intro. Yeah. I think that's supposed to be either the Spring Maiden or Sierra Khan, the White Fang leader.
I feel like it's gonna be the Spring Maiden.
Yeah. Oh, I want to see that rematch.
And it seems like Weiss has mastered her power now.
Oh yeah, she's...
Or semblance.
Yeah.
And with that, I feel like they're gonna confront Salem for the first time.
I don't know if they'll confront Salem yet. Probably just more of her organization.
Well, they'll, from that scene, it looks like they're going to at least see Salem for the first time, find out the mastermind behind.
Maybe, but I mean, just because it's an intro, so it's kind of up in the air about that. And there was remember in I think it was Volume 3 where it showed like the one-on-one battles between
Adam and Blake.
Adam and Blake, and then just Weiss and Mercury, Cinder and Ruby. None of those necessarily happened.
Yes, none of that ever happened. Like the Blake and Adam, that was in the desert. So we could have assumed that was Menagerie, but Menagerie wasn't introduced until Volume 4.
Right.
And then we sat there and you would see it, and you thought, oh, this is going to happen this season or next season, but it still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
But it could... The intros aren't necessarily a way you can look at what's going to happen. You can look at it as it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Just, I mean, maybe they see Salem in terms of like, I don't know. I just think it's too early for Salem at this point, like a formal confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see the rest of this. It is
absolutely
so great, and that whole Crow drunk. Finally, we got to see drunk Crow like totally wasted.
Well, he had a reason to party.
Yeah, I found him. Clunk.
Absolutely.
All right, so best part of the episode.
Ozpin.
Ozpin?
Ozpin's always the best part of the episode.
Well, I mean, your Discord name is Professor Ozpin, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I like. Oh God, first of all, I think they did improve the looks of it because for some reason it looks crisper than 4.
Mm-hmm. The background, like when they were going through the hallway, it seemed to have more detail than when, like, Volume 4, I believe it was just small detail and colors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then just yeah, I'm liking how everyone is kind of going towards Mistral, and shut up, and they'll come together, but it will be completely like. It will be circumstantial. Like Yang's probably going to find her mother, and then they're going to find Ruby when they go rescue the Spring Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Weiss is on her way to see Winter, and who knows where that's going to lead. But the only person that seems to not be going anywhere is Blake.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if she gets to Haven at all, or if she'll be like run out of Menagerie or something like that. So. It makes me a little nervous not knowing.
I feel like they're going to have Blake stay in Mistral, and they're going to fight to try and change how Mistral views Menagerie.
Yeah.
And how they're going to they're going to fight to keep the White Fang's presence at bay in Menagerie and take back the White Fang.
Yeah.
So.
But that also makes me a little worried because. I mean, Ilya pretty much said, we know what you're planning to do, and we have some way to stop you or sabotage it. So I'm a little worried about that. And the best thing about that whole exchange is that we get to see a friend outside of the core members of RWBY and Juniper that are friends with other members of RWBY. I mean, we know RWBY has friends in Signal. We never see them. We know Yang had more friends at Beacon. We never saw them. And this is the first direct outside character friend.
Yes.
That's what I like the most about this whole thing.
It was back when her time in the White Fang.
Exactly. So I'm really excited to see what eventually happens with that. Will she eventually go to Blake's side, or will it end in tragedy with Blake having to either defeat her or someone else defeating her? Or will she get betrayed by the White Fang? I mean, she's already been betrayed once with those 2 creepy priest people.
The Alberain brothers, I believe. Yes. So, who knows what it's gonna go into? But I liked Lionheart and what Lionheart was doing, since he's supposedly based off of the Scaredy Lion.
The Cowardly Lion.
Or Cowardly Lion, yeah, Scaredy Lion, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Cosmo Scaredy Lion.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see how he's cowardly.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously being threatened in terms of, threatened with just his life or people he knows or whatever, but, I mean, he's defenseless, essentially.
He's a huntsman, so if he was a huntsman, he could probably, do something about it. But like I said, he's cowardly.
He's cowardly. He looks older than Crow.
Ozpin even.
Maybe
But
Ozpin.
we don't know about how Ozpin works.
Yeah, we don't know how Ozpin works. If anything, it almost I almost wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter, where he takes these small victories and explodes them into something makes him his and makes him way bigger than they appear to be. So that's why and now that he's comfortably a headmaster at a school, he doesn't have to do those things anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't stand up to Dr. Watts.
And we really don't know anything about Dr. Watts either. Dr. Watts could be a pushover.
Well, he's probably not a pushover.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's not as strong as Lionheart makes him out to be. He's probably very sneaky. I don't know if you noticed, but the W on his desk, that was the same W that was on Cinder's scroll when she was hacking into Ozpin's computer.
He's probably the
tech genius.
The tech genius, but what I'm trying to go for is he's probably from I can't remember the continent. I just can't remember.
Atlas.
Atlas. I believe he seems like he's from Atlas. He's really tech oriented, so he probably set up the software that Cinder used to hack into the comm tower in the second volume.
Yeah.
So,
I remember before I saw that W, I had a theory that maybe Whitley was behind it with the fancy W. But now that we saw it on his desk, I mean, it's probably Watts, definitely.
It's definitely Watts.
Yeah.
That's because we didn't know about Watts or Hazel.
Yeah.
Or
we didn't know too much about him.
Tyrion. Yeah. We didn't know anything about him. Now we do.
You think we'll see Tyrion this volume?
I don't think so. He failed, and Salem doesn't seem like she does. She treats failures well.
Right.
So we probably won't see him for a while, and he's going to come back and have some kind of retribution or vengeance against Crow.
Yeah, I totally can see there's like a mechanical tail now in his future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but in terms of when we'll see that, it might be next volume. I mean, he wasn't even in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you think about it, the Red trailer was supposed to be taking place 5 or 6 years down the road.
The Red trailer?
The Red trailer. It's supposed to be in the future sometime.
Oh, you mean the original Red trailer?
The original Red trailer.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard, is that it takes place down the line, and that's why the Beowulfs would technically look different, because they might have mutated, and that's why Ruby kind of looks different, and her design was different in the trailer.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to read up on that.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's all the amount of time that I have to spare for now. But thank you, Melody, for coming by. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I did.
All right, cool. And hopefully we can do this again sometime. But until then, this is the 84th Wolf.
I'm City of Melody.
And we'll see you guys next time.